And welcome back, everyone. We've got one more 70-star Div 2 race for you on the Global Speedrun Association today. The Swiss legend DrogieSR versus America's own Pete. I'm Electric. Super thrilled to go ahead and commentate this race for y'all, because this should be a pretty good one. Drogie is certainly a character. If you haven't had the pleasure of meeting him IRL, he is really, really chill dude. Pete, unfortunately, I don't think I've had the opportunity to meet in person, but sure he's also a wonderful guy as well. I'm not exactly sure who to root for right now, but I'm sure we're, no matter what, going to see some really awesome 70-star action. Now, a quick glance over at the points board. Pete in a little bit higher of a position than Drogie. It looks like no matter what, Pete is going to be holding on to that lead over Drogie in leaderboard, but Drogie can still get a pretty nice sizable number of points throughout this race. But if Pete pulls out another win and still continues that win streak, he's putting himself in pretty nice territory. He could potentially even break top 3 with this win. Who knows? But he is going to have to get through Drogie first, and if Drogie puts up a really solid showing, that could definitely cut down the number of points he's able to get. But without further ado, let's get this race started in just a moment. Just got to get the video feeds synced up and such. A quick note, as with many of our races, this is a pre-recorded race. Excuse me, sorry about that. But the commentary, of course, is live, and the only people who know the outcome of this race are the 2 racers and the GSA staff member that facilitated the race when it was pre-recorded. It wasn't like these guys just recorded a run and sent it in. Oh no, like this happened just like a live race where the 2 players sat down at the same time, started one run, no reset. It's just because they weren't able to meet at a live streaming time, we went ahead and pre-recorded the race and are showing you the first time now. So yeah, we got ourselves a little bit of... Yeah, no worries. Got word from the back that just a little bit of technical difficulties going on. It happens to the best of us. Anyway, how's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty well. The 70-star action that we've had today so far has been pretty exciting. That last race was so close through most of it, and that was... It's always good when you see players going upstairs with very, very similar times, and especially having that sync going on throughout Wet Dry World and such. Nano Gaming's doing good. Nice. Glad to hear. Hope y'all's Thursdays are going well. Kind of feel a little bit like a Friday in the morning. Don't know exactly what that was due to. Whenever there's a holiday early in the week, like Labor Day or Memorial Day, it always like makes my schedule just feel really, really weird. But starting to kind of even out towards the end of this week now. We got some nice Mario sleeping on Pete's side here with his timer going. I think he's going to go ahead and... Yep, so he's getting back set up for us with his auto splitter. He should be good to go in just a moment here. I'm going to go ahead and get a quick resync for y'all. Yo, welcome, Pious Pools. Glad you're also able to catch this live. Where you're at, it actually is Friday morning. Nice, Dr. Breeze. Or Dr. Bees. I wasn't expecting 3 E's there, so I guess my mind turned one of them into an R. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, we've got the sync now. We've got these racers on their way. And let's see what's going to happen here. Drogie with the intense focus on his face. Meanwhile, Pete's so stone-faced it doesn't even look like he has a webcam. And they're off now. Drogie with a little bit of a weird start to his Lakitu skip setup here. I think that was just a missed long jump or something similar. Not exactly sure what happened, but either way, they were both able to get the skip. Moving on right along to BOB now. Pete with just a slight lead due to that flub. So now we have our guys going in for Bomb Cliff. Usually the star isn't too much of an issue. although you can gain or lose a little bit of time, especially if you end up throwing the bomb after doing a quick turn like that on Drogie's side. Not a great start. You can kind of see the frustration already forming there, but first star of the game, even though it can be tilting to already make a mistake here, it's also not one that you can't recover from at all. You just gotta take a deep breath, go down the slide, let that muscle memory take over, and just clear your mind. Let's get some guesses in chat on these slide times, though. I think Pete's gonna plot a 12.8, Drogie a 12.9. I think that a little bit of fluster from Bomb Clip might show a little bit in his slide time, but I don't think we're going to see anything too terrible, like a 14, 15. Pete with a really, really nice corner. 12.9, pretty sweet. Let's see what Drogie is able to get. So he's got some nice sliding so far. And a 12.9 from Drogie as well. Double 12.9s. Pretty nice. 12.9 is always the way to go. Well, Kateri... Katri. I'm sorry. Chat is a little bit far away from my face, so it's a little hard to read the username sometimes. I should zoom in on chat or something. That would fix it. I need to know your secrets, Kateri. Or Katri. Did Drogie slap his face? Probably. That, for some people, that's the way to kind of mentally reset. With Drogie with that nice fence clip movement to get up to his Owlus. And Pete also with a very clean Owlus. Okay, Pete with a good jump for Cannonless. Let's see if he's able to actually land it. The setup looked good, and it is good. Very nice to see. Meanwhile, Drogie going to be going for Cannonless. A little bit of an interesting camera setup from Drogie. Not actually going into Lakitu C down until very late in the star. Pretty uncommon. I don't think I've actually seen a lot of people use that sort of camera angle. There's not really a lot of lag in Whomp's Fortress until you spawn the tower, which you only do at the very, very end. So it couldn't have been lag reduction he was doing that for. It must have either just been a mistake where he just missed the camera, or that's just what he's used to for whatever reason. Pete, though, with a very, very nice 100 coins so far. Let's see how Drogie ends up managing as well. Both of them just going for standard full cycles, looks like. It's not the freest thing in the world, but it's certainly a little bit safer than that pro cycle that we've seen some people pull out, especially in D1. Nice arrow side flip there from Pete. Okay. So now Pete finishes up his 100 coin. Very, very nice. Drogie, I think, just had a little bit of flub here and there, but overall, still pretty clean 100 coin. Pete maintaining a decent little lead, but Drogie is definitely recovered from his bomb clip mistake, and he's just moving right along really, really well now. Well, hey, Katri, if you're interested, you can join the GSA Discord, and there is a commentators channel there, and I'm sure there'd be people there that are willing to kind of help you learn a little bit more about the game if you're really interested in doing comms. We'd love to have you. I can definitely say I have to admit I feel like I started commentating a little bit too early on this game. I feel like I didn't quite know enough or as much as I should, but over time you definitely learn a lot, and especially like just watching more and more races, you'll learn a lot from the various commentators that we have. Especially a lot of the ones that have been long-time runners of the game, like D Whatever is just a huge knowledge base. We've got these guys moving on into Whomp's battle now. Nice kill from Pete. Very, very optimal pounds from both players. And with that, they just have to get on top of the tower, and they're good to go on to the second slide, and soon enough, Dark World. So let's see how this tower movement goes. Oh, Pete not quite getting his way up on top of the ledge. That's a pretty major entry point for Drogie. Wow, they're a lot closer now. And with that, Drogie takes the lead due to that triple jump not quite connecting. When you miss that first cycle, that's... Oh man, sometimes like if you're just trying to go fast through it and hope that the platform actually is making it to the next cycle, it typically doesn't quite work out in your favor. So Drogie now with a little bit of a lead. Pete just not quite able to get that slide flip to move up to the slide entrance the second time around. Let's see what these slide guesses will be. You know what? Even though I've got people in the chat saying 12-9 is the most optimal guess, I'm going to have to go with dual 12-8s this time. I think we're going to see a double 12-8. Drogie is definitely on pace for something sweet. A 12-7 from Drogie. Pete, meanwhile, bonking on the fence. Going to end up with a 14-3 for his second slide. All right. Wing cap stage coming up now, though. These players are close enough together that one little missed coin and wing cap could definitely shorten this off. And with that, Drogie misses the second of the two twins. Meanwhile, Pete is on that perfect coin count. Let's see if Pete can clutch this out to save just a couple of seconds over Drogie here. You know, even though Drogie spawned the star first, he's at a bit of a weird angle to get his tech skip. Oh! Doesn't quite work out, and you can see that frustration there. Oh, man, he's mad. I thought for a brief second he was just gonna walk out of the room and quit the race. I knew it wasn't likely at all, but that phone toss, you can just see the frustration just seething out of him from that. He's gonna be taking the lead into Dark World, but as we've seen so many times, leads are not safe until you finally thrown Bowser in Dark World. Even they're not truly safe either. It's just Dark World itself is known to be so volatile. More so than many of the stages that follow. But so far, ooh, Drogie misses that wall kick there. Not quite sure if Shig is still on the table. However, for Pete, it definitely is. Going for Pov Shig movement. And he gets it. Nice. Oh, gets a ledge grab there. A little bit of a Monka S, but he's able to make it work just fine. Drogie's also going to go ahead and finish his red coin collecting here. Don't believe that was a Shig, but it wasn't too bad of a cycle for what it was. Pete had some kind of awkward movement on the stairs, and Drogie as well. So Pete gets that pipe fade out at 45, Drogie at 48, only 3 seconds behind. He could actually make up that entire lead if Pete messes up wall kicks will work. That's just to show you how small the lead that really is. Okay. So now both of them are going to be going for Sky Jump up here. We're going to be seeing them move on into CCM. I'm expecting CCM 18 from both. I don't really see any reason why they would go for 17 here. And no fancy speed kicks or... Well, okay, we got one little speed kick there. And one from Drogie's side to match. No fancy sliding movement, though. It's weird just how many stars you can do interesting slides at the start to give yourself a really, really fast start. See it a lot in 120, like with SSL Reds. You do this really, really neat dive on this really steep platform in order to get a lot of speed from the slide. Now they're moving into CCM. Very nice, successful sky jumps. Drogie with that cheat prevention there. Anytime you see our players do weird Mario cams in the castle where it doesn't quite make sense to, it's probably a cheat prevention of some kind. Now Pete starting off with wall kicks. gets kind of a weird setup here. Let's see. He's able to land on the platform, gets past the ice, and with that, Drogie is now in the lead yet again. What did I tell you? A minute and a half ago, I said Drogie can recover this lead with wall kicks, and what do you know he does? Wow. I don't know if that's quite Commentator's curse or Commentator's blessing or just Commentator's precognition. Who knows? Now they're moving on to some penguin grabbing action. Pete showing off how hard that penguin can be to grab. Drogie, meanwhile, making it look just super easy. Commentator's blurs. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Drogie going on in for slide skip. Doesn't like his setup for this triple jump dive. It's kind of a weird angle that you have to hit. He managed to get it first try, though. Didn't save that much time ultimately either. Nice slide skips from both players. Oop, Drogie with the moonwalk just going right into the corner instead of through the door. Meanwhile, Pete gets the moonwalk to work to his favor just like he wants. It's really the commentator accidentally mentioning the script. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Everyone using N64, yes, everyone in the league is required to play on original hardware. And that's the same for both Division 1 and 2. Gotta have that even playing field for everyone involved. Alright, now both of them moving into their 100 coins. Pete going for a safety red. Let's see if that ends up paying off. Or if it's a waste of about 3 seconds or so. Drogie gets all the coins in the archway. Still has one extra to go. Gets all the coins in the shortcut line. He looks like he's in a pretty good position with the way that his coins are ending up here. And Pete goes ahead and misses one on the line there. I didn't notice if he missed one on the arch, but I don't think so. Drogie ends up keeping that extra safety coin all the way through. The way the star spawns, if you have 86 coins whenever you get into that last loop... Oh, no. Pete misses 2 coins on the end. I think maybe even 3. And so with that, he's going to be sitting right at 99 coins. Let's see if he knows this backup. Wilco mentioned a couple of races ago. In this situation, the best thing that you can do is go ahead and collect reds instead of the Penguin Race Star. If that's the case, he's at... Okay, he knows... I thought for a second he was going to try to re-enter the cabin for some reason, but that would have just been really strange. So he knows this backup then. So he's just not even going to do the Penguin Race at all. And wait, yep, yes, he... what? Okay. This is extremely slow. The Penguin Race itself takes a pretty long time to finish, but I mean, ultimately, it's not slower than taking a death, so I guess I can see it, but he's taking some massive time loss right at the start of this run. Drogie already moving into BBH. Let's see how cleanly he can get this big boo kill on top of this balcony. Argle Blargle subscribing, tier 1. Thank you so much, Argle Blargle. Friendly reminder that it is Subtember, sponsored by Subway. And all brand new tier 1 subs, if I remember correctly, are $2.50, exactly half price. So if you've been kind of on the fence on subscribing in the past, hey, here's a great opportunity. You get a 50% off deal. And that's a great price. Yes, the Subtember like promotion is actually sponsored by Subway. That's also why there's sub emotes, like literally sub sandwiches. All right, so Drogie's gonna be moving back down to Shifting Sandland. I was about to say something about snowmen. I hate that there's an SL and an SSL. It shouldn't be confusing, but occasionally it is. I don't like it. Anyway, Pete making his way through BBH, but Drogie with a pretty significant 2-star lead. Drogie with a nice MIPS grab. Pete very quickly dispatches that big blue on the balcony. And so now Drogie's going to move on in for Pillarless. This has been a bit of a rough run for Drogie. Let's see if he's able to get this first try. The regrab is good. Double jump is good. And he's in there. Very, very nice. That's got to be a huge confidence booster for what so far has been kind of a mediocre run, ultimately. I mean, it's been good. He is still pretty far ahead of Pete, although a lot of that is more so due to Pete's CCM 100 error. But a trick like that working very first try has definitely got to restore at least a little bit of confidence in your abilities. So now moving right on in to take care of the Talon Star as Pete is now joining him in the basement. Let's see if Pete's able to get a first try plus. Does not really have the time to waste right now on these multiple tries. Okay. Drogie going to be taking care of the last star in SSL before moving on along to LOL. Now let's see how Pete's Pillarless goes. The grab is good. The re-grab is good. And the ground pounds. The double jump. Okay. And he's in there. Very, very nice. Played it a little bit close to the shiny top star, but that's fine. He's still able to get in there first try with about as clean of a plus as Drogie accomplished. Drogie unfortunately taking that burn there, and I think he's still pretty decently on tilt. I mean, ultimately that burn is a relatively minor mistake, but seem to be pretty aggravated about it. I mean, I can't blame him. Whenever things just aren't going well, it really does stack on top of everything else emotionally. It's a very, I say it so much, but you can't overstate it. It's very, very important to work on restoring mentality. It's a huge race skill. Pete jumping right past the star after Talon. Drogie gets a very nice fence clip. Or I don't think he actually did the fence clip there. Nice red hot log rolling star. As Pete finishes up his own SSL. Still just a couple stars behind. Well, let's see how Drogie takes care of the bully stars here. I think he's going to do them as a pair. It makes sense. Ooh, the side flip kill. He thought he wasn't going to go over it. I mean, honestly, neither did I. But I think that little bit of absurdity may have actually improved his mood a little bit. But Pete missing the first coin here. Nice little backup with that side flip, though. I actually halfway wonder if that bully kill may have slightly untilted Drogie. I mean, he did smile, he did laugh a little bit. No ledge grab on the metal grate. Triple bully killed almost, but doesn't really get hustled by the bullies, so doesn't really have a whole lot to be sad about on that one. Overall, pretty nice LLL so far. Now, let's see how his Volcano Stars go, as it looks like he's been saving those for last. Thinking we're going to be seeing a long jump lava boost. Tweepri, there are a few different routes out there that come within a few seconds of each other. For the most part, I would say around like 65 of the stars are pretty much set in stone, just due to how fast they are compared to the other stars. And among those like last 5, there are a couple that you can interchange here and there based upon your skill level and like how safe you want to play things. It's not okay. I think I kind of misunderstood the question. It's not like Mario Sunshine where you have to get very specific shrines. Like you just need 70 stars from any of the levels in the game. There's no set order. The only thing that really determines like when you can do certain things is certain things like the Bowser stage entrances are locked behind different star count. But the way the route works out, the star counts pretty much don't matter that much. Like you'll get enough stars to hit the star count before like you really need to move on. So like in this instance, you get 30 stars before you even really want to think about going to Fire Sea. I don't really think that there would be a route that would only get like 29 or 28 stars here and get something else upstairs if the star door requirement was different. Very nice volcano movement from Drogie. We got a triple jump boost from Pete. I gotta admit, I'm not a huge fan of this boost. I mean, when you see the height that it gives you, it's very safe, but it's very awkward to learn in my experience. I feel like the long jump boost is a lot more intuitive, but of course it is a tad inconsistent when you're like very first starting out learning it. Drogie with a very, very close chest grab on that first chest. I wanted to wait just a second to see if he actually did get the grab. I thought I saw the chest start to open, but I wanted to wait until the second just to verify. Pete with the little ledge grab, just losing a little bit of time. It depends on how exactly you get onto the platform. U1GG. That's actually a kind of cool name. If you're doing the long jump boost, there's ways of doing the ending movement to make sure that either you'll always hit the bully out of your way or you'll always end up far enough away from the bully that he won't matter. Drogie's setting up for rear sub now. Meanwhile, Pete entering DDD his first time. We'll see how chests end up going for Pete here. And Drogie has definitely started to enter the zone now. Pete also with some really, really clean chests here. And Drogie's moving into Manta. He is able to get the rings. Very, very clean. Nice and fluid. Swimming right into the base of that star. All right, let's see how Drogie's Fire Sea ends up going here. This is a very, very critical star. If Drogie makes a decent number of mistakes here, that could be a major opening for Pete. We already see him taking this angled camera so that he doesn't have to do any jump strafing and he doesn't have to start off the movement with a kick. Puts him in very, very nice pace for lava boost. That's that nice pull grab. Nice movement within the box. Kind of awkward with the Goomba kill there. I think he's still on lava boost pace. It might be a tad tight, but I think it's still there. Nice triple jump wall kicks there. He's moving on along. Oh, and he just barely misses the slope there. Okay. I think early Ellies might also be out of the question now because of that. I'm not exactly sure just yet. Let's see how his movement goes here. It's definitely out of the question. Okay. That was pretty huge. But it's okay. He's still got his lead over Pete. He is still going to be able to snag a pretty decent ending. Not having to worry about taking those booty burns for the extra height and such. What's the closest race I've commentated? I think I've seen a race that was within 20 seconds before. There may have been one that was even... Okay, Drogie's having a lot of trouble with these wall kicks here. And with that, Pete is now in Fire Sea alongside Drogie. And I don't think Drogie's going to be losing any more time in the sea, but if Pete performs really well here, this could be a huge shift of momentum. Oh, but he misses the... Oh, the backup there. Very, very nice response. Missed the long jump, but very, very quick backup with the double jump off of the stone platform. He may still be on lava boost pace. I'm not exactly sure how much time that loses. Okay, the pole grab was slow. Early LEs is okay. Early LEs is what he's aiming for at this point. And if he lands that, that's going to already be some decent time save over Drogie. And with good movement on his ending, he can probably save all the way up to like 30 seconds or something. But let's see. It's going to be close. Barely gets the coin. I think the triple jump will be too low. He barely gets the ledge grab off that. Wow. Oh, man, that was sick. Okay. Pete barely manages to snag that early. Well, okay. A little bit of a Monka S here. He was at 2 health, missed the coin. Now he's just going to have to take whatever ending he can get. Bad ending with these burns, but that's okay. And he's saving a pretty decent chunk of time over Drogie's Fire Sea there. Wasn't perfect, but still got him a little bit of a lead back. Not quite in the lead again yet, but these are the sort of momentum shifts that you want to see if you're a Pete fan in the crowd. Let's see how Drogie's 100 coin goes. Not so great of RNG on these first couple of coin boxes. The latter two decided to treat him a little bit better. Spider's in kind of an awkward position here. He's able to kill it before the blues here. We saw a couple races ago, one of the players had a really risky blue coin grab just because of how weird their spider position was. Okay, Drogie is making some really nice progress through the 100 coin. The movement is very, very clean here. Almost no signs of that earlier tilt coming out. And as soon as I say that, misses the side flip. He's able to recover pretty nicely there. Gets the pretty difficult double side flips on the staircase there. Now, Pete's going to be entering upstairs as well. Looks to be somewhere around a minute behind. Maybe a little bit over, but ultimately, he's still on a pretty decent run and still definitely can catch up to Drogie before this is all over. This is kind of interesting because remember those point totals off the brackets before. Pete's really the one that was wanting to win this race. With a good solid win, he could have broken up into top 3 potentially. Drogie, meanwhile, there's a pretty big point deficit between him and moving up significantly in the rankings. But it looks now like Drogie may actually be in a position to clutch this win. But of course, we've still got a lot of run to go. Not even quite at the halfway point based on time. Okay. Just making some really, really steady progress, chugging right along through Wet Dry World. Even though these stars can be a little bit technical, overall, especially with players with a lot of experience with them, you don't typically see that much in the way of huge major mistakes. Like, you're not really seeing these runners miss the elevator cycle or fall off the top of the town. Drogie with a very, very nice elevator star there. Very quick. Pete's going to be following right on along with the top of the town. The long jump movement here rather than one of the triple jump setups. All right, now Drogie's making his own way to the top of the town. The triple jump setup saving just a little bit of time and then losing it right back to that ground pound just a little bit early. Now Pete's going to move right on along with this 100 coin and already misses one. The box RNG just not treating these guys super well throughout their respective stars. And then misses the blue coin switch. Spider in kind of an awkward position. Okay, he's right in his way. Has to loop back around for that one blue, but he's able to get all the blues well within the time limit. Meanwhile, while Pete's chugging along with 100+ secrets in Wet Dry World, Drogie is making some great progress on THI secrets. Very, very clean. That's a star that can cause a lot of players significant issues. I've seen a number of players lose upwards of 10 seconds to that star before. I mean, overall, THI is a pretty boring stage, honestly. Not a whole lot going on. Top of the mountain's fairly free. Pluck the Piranhas is totally free. But that secret star can definitely bite you if you don't give it the focus that it deserves. Very nice Chuckya RNG from Pete. Not able to miss any coins, but doesn't need to worry about that. The coin RNG just working out in his favor overall. And with that, he'll be moving right on along to THI. What star requires the most skill to get? That is a very divisive question. There are a lot of answers that can be justified in their own ways. In my opinion, the most technical star in the game is TTC 100. I feel like it takes the longest to learn. It's the most inconsistent until you put way more time into it than a lot of other stars. And it really just has it all. It has a number of difficult triple jump on-in kicks where you're doing a wall kick and trying to get over a floor effectively that's like in line with the edge of that wall, like an awning on a house, basically. Of course, you have like very, very difficult to maneuver side flips and just other triple jump wall kicks. Like the one right after the red section is just really, really hard to get, especially for newer players. There's just so much that goes into that star, and especially into doing it fast, that I think it's definitely a good candidate for the most difficult and one that requires the most skill. TTC 100 harder than MIPS. You know, you got me there. You got me there. Grabbing a rabbit is definitely harder than getting 100 coins in the hardest stage in the game. But that is just my opinion. And oh, Drogie with the save there with that wall kick. Very, very nearly tumbling down after a successful log wall kick. That would have been a shame. And just to get the waterfall star with 2 wall kicks. Nice. Some other candidates that people will talk about. Pillarless is one that's very, very easy to notice its difficulty. To get the optimal bomb that makes the rest of the trick easier, you have to hit the regrab frame perfectly. So within 1/30th of a second, you have to hit the B button. And then the rest of the trick is just... It's weird moving with Mario having that much momentum from the bomb sliding. And so that one also requires a lot of skill to get down. Yeah, everything Commentator says is official. Yeah, sure. It's not true at all, but if you want to believe that, sure. Lakitu Bounce, of course, is another one that a lot of people will talk about how difficult it is. And I could certainly attest. That one, it's mainly just the jump itself is very, very precise. You need to side flip from the right spot. You need to have the right angle on your side flip. You need to move Mario throughout the air precisely. Breezeless is another one that's pretty difficult, but I think gets a little bit overlooked just due to how short it is. If you're talking every star in the game, like including 120 star, I think HMC and DDD 100 definitely will start to fight with TTC 100 as the hardest star in the game. Both of those are just insane. DDD 100 is just ludicrous. I don't understand how anyone does it. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, pretty much there are a lot of stars that require a ton of skill, and depending on who you ask, you'll probably get a ton of different answers as far as which one is the absolute most difficult. Right now, though, Drogie would probably tell you that TTM Reds is pretty hard, especially due to just not being able to get a ledge grab there. I'm not exactly sure what happened with that on the second jump there. Anytime Mario kicks, he can't ledge grab, so that made sense why he didn't ledge grab the first time, but as far as the second, not quite sure what happened. Pete getting right behind that waterfall there. Drogie got one more star. He's going to be moving on to Snowman's Land. A breezeless attempt from him. And it's good! Very, very nice. Haven't seen a successful breezeless yet today. It's always a treat. That trick, it didn't look like much, but if you want to just have any remote understanding of how hard it is, go to a website, Wikipedia. It's named after that monkey you see on Pete's screen right now. And there they have a page for every star with videos of strats for all of the stars. And for that particular star, Paracusia has uploaded an input display video. And when you see how much movement in the stick is involved in that star, you gain a whole new appreciation for just how difficult it is. The angling is extremely precise on that. Drogie is now safely in Snowman's Land. Pete just has to blast away to a lonely mushroom real quick. Yeah, thanks, Zion, for posting the official spelling in case anyone didn't know how to spell it. It's a weird name. I really kind of wonder how exactly that monkey was named that. We got Pete just finishing up TTM now. Meanwhile, Drogie already halfway done with Snowman's Land. A breezeless attempt from Pete. And, oh, the fake clip yet again. Ouch. Let's see how his breeze attempt is going to go, though. Pretty nice. Good stuff. We've got Drogie finishing up in the deep freeze now. And moving on to his last SL star, and then heading on for a trip back down to the basement for HMC. Pete falling a little bit behind, but they still have not entered Tippy yet. And even though Drogie's been playing a lot more solidly overall, that tilt might still just be lurking right underneath the surface, just waiting for the tip top of the castle to start really showing for it. Nice top of the Snowman's big head for Pete. Meanwhile, Drogie is going to go ahead and exit course and take his little basement revisit. All right. Pete kicking up the slope. Lost a little bit of momentum there, but he wanted to make absolutely sure he didn't overkick and fall off the slope without gaining enough speed to make his way all the way over. Drogie with the second MIPS grab. How much does RNG affect this run? Overall, the run doesn't have that much RNG in it. A major source of RNG is 100 coin stars that involve boxes and enemy kills. Because anytime a coin spawns from one of those sources, the game will call the random number generator 3 times for the X, Y, and Z speed, respectively. So stuff like Wet Dry Roll 100 and TTC 100 can be impacted by RNG. TTC 100 seems to be a little bit more tame overall, I think, just due to the way the boxes are positioned. And occasionally, I think there are 3 spots where Goomba spawns can potentially get in your way, but I think you can pretty much avoid them as long as you're paying attention and know how to back them up. But besides those things, just about everything else doesn't really... Like the spin drifts in Snowman's Land, they'll never get in your way when you're going for whirl from the freezing pond. The scuttle bugs in HMC, they'll never get in your way. Various like little things like that, and especially like a lot of stars just don't really have any room for RNG. Like something like shining atop the pyramid, like there's not really any way for RNG to affect that. It's not like Sunshine where you have the casino stuff. Oh, Pete misses MIPS. See if he's able to get him on this nice backup grab there. That is a very difficult grab to get when you're not super practiced at it. He's definitely practiced that at least a few times, I'm sure. Great stuff from Pete there. Drogie just got 2 more stars in HMC, and then he's well on his way to Tippy. Very, very nice, amazing emergency exit there. That left side dive is kind of finicky. You have to pour a lot of time into that star in order to be able to recognize when you should and when you shouldn't dive onto that platform. Drogie about 3 stars ahead or so. Oh, Pete falls right into the pit. Oh, man. Wasn't able to land on the platform and stick up there. I'm not sure if that was just due to the firstie from the wall kick there, or if he maybe wasn't holding neutral, and holding neutral would have stopped Mario's momentum there, but either way, a rough way to take a death there, and nearly happens again. Just gonna go ahead and go for right side emergency exit with that. Drogie's making some really, really decent time. Despite his mistakes so far, this is a pretty solid run. Let's see, Pete going for his triple box jump. Sorry. Very nice landing right on the star though, and Drogie is entering the belly of the beast now. Lakitu bounce with the non-side flip setup. The wall kick is good. Oh, he had some good distance onto that wooden plank. I think he must have just attempted to jump early because he definitely should have had enough room with where he landed to get Mario to jump, but unfortunately just not coming out. And this side flip is weird. You barely have enough room. So if you side flip too close to a wall, it won't actually register a wall kick as being possible. This is a very frustrating Reds, as you can see there. Nothing quite going right on any of this Reds movement, but looks like he's able to get it a little bit cleaner at the end here. Misses the final red. Oh boy. A little bit of a Mario meltdown going on Drogie's side. And Pete, one more star, and he's making his way towards Tippy as well. And to add insult to injury, ground pounding right beside the star, right at the end there. Let's see if his second try on Lakitu bounce will be more successful, though. I talked about it a bit last race, but you want to get a little bit of distance up onto the wooden plank because Mario has to be sliding down for at least 4 frames before a jump will be registered. He's able to get the jumps this time. Let's see how the pull grab goes. Gets that grab pretty quickly. You have to be able to hit B very, very quickly in order to get that grab. For me personally, I actually have to change my hand position and use my pointer finger to mash for that. I just can't seem to do it with my thumb. With that, Drogie does have Lakitu bounce under his belt. Going back in for swinging and tricky triangle. You can do it with one B press? Really? How? I never knew that. I always just ended up moving a little bit further up the slope, wasted like about 2 seconds, but that makes sure that you get the pull grab instantly. Pete doing a somewhat similar thing, a little bit lower on the plank, but getting a very, very nice instant grab. Nice double jump ending. Sweet, first try on that Lakitu bounce. Nice. Now, okay, I'm really not exactly sure what Drogie just did there. You can see the frustration on his face. I think he just kind of... I think he just kind of tuned out for just a moment. Trying to figure out what exactly he's about to do here. He's wanting this left side tricky triangles movement. He's going to run in there a little bit just to make sure he's at full speed, and he gets the ledge grab there. Pete having a little bit of difficulties with red coins as well, but nowhere near as severe as Drogie's. Oh, okay, I see exactly what happened. I missed that Drogie had already done swinging, and so he was actually backing up the fact that he was trying to go for it again. Yeah, that went from 100 to 0 real quick. With that, Pete is about a star closer to Drogie than he was before. Drogie going to be starting with time stop, more than likely TTC 100. Yep, here we go. This is very, very crucial for Drogie. If he gets this clean, there's a pretty decent chance that he'll be the victor of this race. But if something really bad happens, this could potentially be Pete's opening. We've seen everything from people dying at 90 coins all the way to people just having serious mistakes towards the beginning multiple times. But it looks like he's pretty clean. The side... Okay, I haven't seen that side flip wall kick before. A little bit surprised that works, but the side flip gets it's not that much lower than a triple jump. It is lower, of course, but not quite as much as like a double jump, let's say. There's a lot that you can do with the side flip that you wouldn't quite expect. He's at the 80 coins, though. Just needs to get this jump clean, and he's pretty well safe. He's got his 100 coin star. Even if something really wretched happens now, at least he doesn't have to go all the way back through the process of collecting those 100 coins. But Pete is in the clock as well. Not collecting Toad early like Drogie did. The side flip not coming out on Pete's side for whatever reason. Gets that triple jump, though. Drogie is now finished with TTC 100. Pete misses that jump right there on that platform and just takes that pretty huge death. Not quite as bad as an 80 coin death, but especially in Pete's position, that is bad. And I can't tell you how many times I've done that personally. That movement towards the blue coin switch is surprisingly deadly. It doesn't seem to happen to a lot of pro runners, but especially runners that are a lot newer to the game, it's a very difficult bit of movement to get down. And you pretty much have to approach the blue coin switch from that direction if you want to go fast, because if you ground like let's say you go more from the right, like you do the side flip in such a way that you land on that flat platform that the blue coin switch is on. If you're like facing towards the cage when you ground pound, you have to like hold slightly out of neutral and wait for Mario to turn around before you can start moving towards the other coin. If you try to just hold right, Mario will do like a half circle before he starts running in that direction and fall right off the platform. Pete not getting the wall kick off of the proper wall there to get into the cage. At least he's making it a lot further through this 100 coin this time around than last. Nice wall kick there. He's at 80 coins, almost there. Wasn't able to take a jump, so he wasn't able to kick there. Nice triple jump. And he's got the 100 coin star in his back pocket. Drogie, though, moving right on along through all these other stars. All right, the triple jump wall kick from Pete's side. And a nice little ending off of the top of the Thwomp's head. Okay, so Pete taking the little bit safer movement here. I say safer. I mean, it's not like the time moving triple jump wall kick where you only get one shot at it, sure, but I definitely feel like overall the movement is a little bit weirder and a little bit more difficult. Drogie, just needs this last star to go ahead and advance to bits, and the cage just denying him. See, now Pete is more comfortable with this triple jump wall kick for whatever reason. I guess maybe he likes the setup that the left side movement has for pendulums a bit better. Because the pendulum cycle would be a bit different, so that can make a bit of sense. Okay, Drogie is in the sky now. A 50 is on the table. Nice movement so far. Going for a little bit safer of a triple jump dive. Not super slow or anything. Nice get a hand from Pete. Bonks right into the elevator, not able to quite clear that platform. And now this pole wall kick is a little bit weird, but he's able to make it work. Okay. Now I'm moving left side from Drogie. First try, very nice. Just has to get up these elevators and into the pipe, and it's 3 throws away from the victory here. And a really, really nice victory from Drogie, but I mean, it's got to be said, I think Pete just really couldn't quite recover from that CCM 18 mistake. Easily lost close to a minute, if not more, to that one mistake there. And he's lost a little bit more time throughout the rest of this run, but I feel like we'd be seeing a much, much tighter race had he been able to actually collect those coins. It was really unfortunate because he missed, it was the last 2 on the slide that actually cost him, rather than like missing some on the arch or something similar. Drogie missed the throw though. Just has to do that about 17 more times, and Pete could potentially snag this victory. It's that next throw though. Now 1 more to seal the win, and that'll be it. Looks like Drogie's gonna be pulling out a 50-59 or something like that. It'll be close. It might just be like a 51-01 or something, but 50-57. GG's to Drogie on this pretty nice win. Going into this race, Pete was the one wanting all the points to himself. In fact, Drogie is actually the first to defeat Pete in this division. Before now, Pete had gone completely undefeated. And with that, Drogie just handed him his first loss. Shoutouts to the Grasshopper Club Zuri. Pete, a big fan of football, as it is known in Europe. He even plays on a local team. Taking this opportunity to rep that. Pete moves into Sky himself. Not going to be finishing too far behind, but he's not going to be coming out with those 60-plus points that he was hoping for going into this race. Okay, now Pete's going to be going with woodblock movement here, and ends up taking the slide there. Cut that a little bit too shallow, so ended up just barely nicking the edge of that steep platform with Mario's tush. And so he's just going to go for moving left and get it first try to add insult to injury there. Should have just gone for the harder strat, my man. Nice recovery there from not getting the ledge grab. The crown bound instead of the long jump there. That's always fun. And he's in that pipe now. Still going to be able to get a pretty decent number of points from this. Going to be finishing probably 2.5 minutes or so behind. He's looking at about 15 or so points. Not too bad. The first throw is good, just barely nicking the edge of that extended range hitbox. The second one, though, not quite as lucky. Presence of mind, it's a pretty precise jump, no matter which formula that you use. I'm not quite sure that one's gonna, yeah. Pete with 2 missed throws, unfortunately. A couple of very, very short rage pauses. Manages to get that very, very weird tail hitbox on Bowser, though, and with that, he clenches his 3rd throw. GG's to Pete as well, really solid performance. Honestly, I'm thankful that he didn't lose only because of the CCM mistake, but that certainly was not a great thing to have at the start of the run. It's really unfortunate that he had to deal with that. But he ends up clutching out a 53-38. GG's to both of our players on a really, really nice run to go ahead and wrap up our 70-star action today. Now, don't go anywhere, folks. Even though we don't have any more Mario 64 for you, we've got a lot of this hot speed game called Celeste. First off, Noble Esports' own TGH, the former world record holder, faces off against Flare Bear. 2 really, really awesome players. Should be a pretty nice matchup. Followed by Black Pear versus Flatterby. Or Flitterby. I don't know why I can never settle on one pronunciation of his name. I'm so sorry. Followed up by a Programmatic versus Tri-Kitty, and even more matches going right after that. So if you like 2D platformers and you haven't given Celeste speedruns a try, definitely give those runs a watch. They're super, super awesome. Teach took world record back? I didn't actually realize. Wow, I'm an idiot. Sorry. But anyway, stick around for that for sure. Even if you haven't watched Celeste before, not quite sure what the run's going to be like, I can definitely vouch it is an awesome speedrun and is definitely deserving of your view. But in case you can't, thanks so much for stopping by for this Mario action. I'll be signing off for today, but I'll see y'all again in the near future. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm Electric, and peace out.